Hello, everyone. I had to wait for the microphone to turn itself on. But we're going to continue and see what ending we're going to get the first time. I'm going to continue playing until all the endings are unlocked. But I believe this one's set up differently from the last one where you wouldn't have to play the entire thing. I could just skip right to a certain section and just play that section. But we'll go ahead and move on. Or hold on, let me adjust this camera. Oh, well, let's do this then. Much better, much better. So, if you're new to this, if you're new or lurking, perhaps, we are sponsored by Poggers Lifestyle. They offer drink mixes for your lifestyle choices. They've got energy drink mixes. I was able to look at some of the flavors. They just re-released Rocket Pop. They have that in energy and hydration. And they also have sleep aid drink mixes to help with your sleeping and stuff like that. If you're one of these people that takes melatonin and stuff like that, this might be a good choice for you. You can also get shakers on there. They also do offer stickers as well. There's not a whole lot of products on there, but you know it gives you a good selection to start off with, and maybe in the future Poggers will have other flavors that they can choose. I think they've got mango on there as well. So I mean there's a good variety of flavors. Okay. I have to click on to the window. Hey, Minty Block. Have you had the Rocket Pop popsicles? It is the red, white, and blue one that looks like a rocket. And I believe the flavors onto it was like cherry, blue raspberry, and what was the white one? Yeah. That's what and Lee Foods actually re-released that because it was gone for a while. Either that or pina colada, which has been the common flavor for a lot of popsicles. I think we have one more chromatic doors, and there's only one choice for everyone. So we don't have very much of a choice here, other than when we go to the ambidex rooms and choose ally or betray.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad.
Okay.
Well, I'm out. Later.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, you don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. I have a bad feeling. Very bad feeling. All right. What should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. Picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
So, Tenmyoji? Is that who you're talking about? I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. I'm joking about Sigma's name. Ah. I thought you were questioning Tenmyoji's because it might be hard to pronounce. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright? You remember so much you told me it'd take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on. You don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Bai exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear. Is Dio dead?
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice.
Oh,
Alice is...
okay.
Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Without waiting for a response, Vi spun around and ran back out of the room. No. This is the Nonary game, Ambidex Edition. Now, it's made by the same creators as Danganronpa and ASCII's games. But this is nothing like Ace Attorney or anything like that. Although there is a deep-seated lore in here. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was a blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I'd walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No! Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down. Calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then, at last, I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly, she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried into her chest. Who was the last person that had the scalpel? They had taken it from Quark. It was Clover, wasn't it? Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest. My stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary Games participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
She clearly was.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
I'm going to say it was the last person that had the scalpel when they took it from Quark.
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you?
That doesn't make him a suspect, though.
Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
I'm going to say she was murdered.
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves!
Although Fi does have a point that this could have been suicide, but only Clover would know the reason to that.
Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6!
No, it wasn't.
No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend.
Well, Tenmyoji technically has an alibi.
Or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards! You're all going to die just like she did!
And I can't say Dio or Kay has an alibi since they left Sigma. But Sigma went directly to the infirmary. We don't know where Fi was at. Hey, hold on a minute.
9, 8, 7,
Clover!
6, 5, 4,
Clover!
3, 2, 1.
Okay, well, that's one ending. Yes. Yeah, I think one game that we could probably stream. Okay. So I think we're going to betray on this one to get the ending on this one. And then we'll have that one whole path there. And then I'm going all the way up here. And then we're going to betray on that one. Yes.
Hey, Sigma, I wanted to ask you something.
What's up?
Could you pick Betray for me?
And we're going to pick betray this time. What?
I mean, I could try and, like, tackle you. But you're so big and strong, you'd probably just throw me on the ground and that'd be it.
Yeah, well,
So I thought I might as well just ask you really nicely. Oh, I mean, I'd be happy to, pay you back. If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
anything?
Anything.
So think carefully, okay?
Yeah, it's a trick,
If
but
you choose ally, you're trusting him with your life.
yeah, if he chooses to betray, it's all over.
Huh? Are you really sure you can trust that old fart?
Hey, no, that's not very
The
nice.
only safe choice is to pick betray.
But if he chooses ally and we
Then
don't,
I'll have 9 BP. But you don't need to worry about that. Even if I do get 9 BP, I won't just go and open the number 9 door all by myself.
hey Phoenix,
I mean, Alice wouldn't have 9 points yet. And I can't leave her behind. Please, will you pick betray?
20 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
the voting machine was in front of me. I didn't have much time left to think. Would I keep my promise to 10 Miyoji and pick ally? Well, we did that. We know how that ended. Or would I betray him for Clover? And
If you just pick betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
in the end, there was only one possible answer.
3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
So, that's how it is, huh? Promises are made to be broken, I see.
Sorry, I just couldn't bring myself to trust
I
you.
could have chosen betray and killed you. That was a possibility.
Yeah, after all, you did choose betray in the last round.
That was a completely different situation.
He's right, it was a different, nobody knew each other in that situation. So his choice to betray was kind of valid.
Well, in any event, your idiotic paranoia has given Clover 9 BP. How do you intend to deal with that?
Don't worry, she'd never try and open the...
Really? Then what's that?
Huh?
Look, I believe she's standing in front of the number 9 door right now.
Well, what the hell? No way! Yeah. If I was Clover, I would have done the same thing.
Oh, the number 9 door.
She opened it.
Shit!
Clover! What the hell are you doing?
Sorry. Alice gave me an order, though.
Clover, you have to get out of here and call for help. My BP's down to 1. I'll have to play the AV game at least 3 more times in order to get to 9. If someone beats me to it, then we'll be trapped here forever. That can't happen. I'm giving you an order as your commanding officer. Escape.
What about the promise you made me?
Promise?
You said you'd listen to anything I said. Yeah, you, Sigma, that honestly.
So, I am, aren't I? I can sure hear you well enough.
Nice.
Every little word is reaching my ears, isn't it?
You.
What? Were you thinking of something gross? You're a perv.
Hey, come on now.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
It'll remain open for 9 seconds.
Anyway, I did what I promised, so I'll be heading off now.
Clover!
Clover!
Fucking bitch! You're not getting out of here!
Dio leapt toward Clover with a roar, but she danced quickly aside, dodging his punch with ease.
Bye, guys.
With a last carefree grin, she leapt through the number 9 door.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Please enjoy your stay.
She's gone.
Shit!
All we can do now is wait for her to call for help.
Help, huh? Let's hope there's still someone who can.
What's that supposed to mean? 10 Miyoji said nothing, just shuffled off through the yellow door and out of the room. A cold silence descended on the rest of us. It was a silence that promised to remain for a very long time. So that says game over. That wasn't supposed to happen. Every ending begins someplace. So this is the first actual ending, because the other one ended on a cliffhanger. Yes. Okay. We are actually going to go back up here, and we're going to choose Betray. Actually, we're going to choose a different door. That's what we're going to do. And we went through the door with 10 Miyoji. We went with 10 Miyoji last time. So, you guys get to choose. Do we go with Dio or Quark? Dio or Quark? Since there's only a few of you in this chat, I'll take the first pick. Because we already went through with 10 emojis. So now we gotta choose between Dio or Quark. Phoenix, Minty, Tara, any one of you can pick. Okay, we'll go with Dio. I'll take Dio. That means the red door for us.
Whoa. Betting on the dark horse, huh? Feels kind of weird to say that about myself. Anyway, might as well be polite. Thank you.
Are you okay with that, Clover?
Well, I don't really trust him, but if Alice really wants to go with option B...
Yes, this works fine. Kay, 10 Myoji, and I will take the green door. It's not great, but it's better than Dio. I'm good.
Well, I'm willing to do option B. Quark should be fine if he's with Luna.
Okay, I'll take good care of him, I promise.
What about Phi and Kay?
No problems here. I'll take Quark and Luna and we'll do the blue door.
I also approve of option B. I will take the green door, correct?
Yeah, good. Looks like we're all set. Kay nodded and handed Quark gently to Luna.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Come on, guys, hurry. The door's already closing.
Coming!
I know!
With seconds to spare, we leapt across the threshold.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
What is this? There's 3 different doors.
Which one do we take?
Dunno, but it looks like they're all locked anyway.
So this is a dead end? Great.
No, hold on. What's this thing?
Well, it's got a lever on it.
Don't get too attached. It's probably a lever.
Nice joke, Clover. I got it. Are you serious?
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
It was good.
Am I great or what? Huh? Huh?
Hey, Sigma, is this chick simple or something?
You don't know her like I do. I wouldn't rule it out. Neither do you, Sigma. You don't know her like I do. Let's just take it easy with her, okay?
Hey!
No, that's a bad idea.
What kind of a gentleman has a secret conversation in front of a lady? I guess it can't be helped, though. You boys just secrete secrets. Oh man, I'm good.
Sigma, please, let me give her a smack.
No, you'll pay for it if you do. I wouldn't do that. What if it only makes her worse? No, 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 no. No, Sigma. You still don't understand.
Well, I think that's enough genius comedy for now. How about we throw that lever?
I thought you said we should stay away from it.
Well, you don't really think anything bad's gonna happen if you pull it, do you? Besides, it's not like we can go back.
Fine. I'll do it. Ready? Here we go!
One door open. Huh? The center one open.
Looks like the others are still locked, though.
Through the center one, then. Forward!
Without waiting for a response, Clover marched through the door. Theo and I shared a glance, shook our heads, and followed. Laboratory. What is this place?
Well, it said laboratory on the door, didn't it? I figure that means they're dissecting frogs or building mine rays or something.
None of that. A laboratory, huh?
Do you think they might research stuff like viruses here?
That might be the case. I mean, that tank behind you seems to suggest that sort of thing.
If they do...
Good idea. We might be able to find some of that X-elevator.
If we do, we can cure Quark.
You really think it'll be that easy?
I'm pretty sure it is. Well, somebody's a positive thinker.
Shut it. Just saying. This place hasn't exactly been set up for us to succeed so far.
Well, we won't know until we look. So let's get started. Alright, let's start taking a look at things. There's something on this tray. Empty cabinet. Another empty cabinet. Seed. What's this thing? Who knows? A binder. Looks like there's 2 pieces of paper in here. Yeah. Let's see here. Hydroponics research. 1 inch and 2. Hydroponics research, huh? See here. Preparation of hydroponic fluid and seeds. Preparation 1, prepare the 5 different hydroponic fluids. Dilute with ratio 1 part fluid, 10 parts water. Each fluid has a distinct color. Preparation 2, prepare the 5 types of plant seeds. 2 long seeds, 3 round seeds. Research has shown that there is a distinct and repeatable relationship between the fluid used and the type of seed. These relationships can be characterized in the following manner. The long seeds failed to germinate in 3 of the fluids. Round seeds in fluid B, yellow, and fluid D, cyan, failed to germinate. None of the marked seeds germinated if you put in fluid C, green. Non-marked seeds failed to germinate in fluid A, red, or fluid B, yellow. When the striped seeds were put into the fluid D, cyan, and fluid E, blue, only 1 of them failed to germinate. How about this one? Okay. I hit the wrong button. That's okay. A binder. There's some paper inside. Let me see that. It says steps for dissecting a frog. Steps for dissecting a frog. Remove the specimen from its preservation ethanol. Dispose of the ethanol by pouring it down the drain in the fume cupboard. The ethanol will be filtered and gathered in the liquid waste tank beneath the cupboard. Begin dissecting using provided scalpel. Be sure to conduct your dissection inside the fume cupboard. Alright. It's black. There's nothing going on here. Is this a microscope? I tried looking into the eyepiece, but it's pitch black in there. Well, there's these 4 holes on top of it. Maybe we need to stick something in them. Possibly. Guess what? Found another seed. A binder. There's some paper inside it. It says DNA extraction instructions. DNA extraction instructions proceed through the following steps to extract DNA from a plant's roots and seeds. 1. Place plant's material in designated blender and activate blender. 2. Once the material has been thoroughly broken down, add in a solution of saline water. 3. The liquid will be filtered and dripped down into a beaker. Once it is done so, pour the ethanol into the beaker. 4. DNA will collect at the bottom of the beaker using an empty capsule to collect it. Alright. What is this thing? That thing on the top looks like some sort of industrial strength lid. If you open it up, it looks like a blender or something. I don't think you'd use it for cooking though. Maybe it's for the scientific experiment. We are in a lab. Yeah, you could probably pulverize just about anything with something this heavy duty. No. You know what hydroponics research thing we just found? I think it said something about preparing different hydroponic fluids and how they each had a different color. Do you think it was talking about these? Stuff in these 5 beakers appear to be undiluted hydroponic fluid. Apparently I need to dilute it with water. There's a large lever embedded in the wall. There's a rectangular hole in the wall. And look at all these pipes. I think they run down to the beakers underneath. There are handles where the pipes meet. If you turn the handle right, the liquid goes right. And if you turn it left, the liquid goes left. So maybe if you put it in the middle half, goes to the left and half goes to the right. What is this liquid then? Probably water. What do the numbers mean? Are they supposed to indicate the amount of water that flows out of each pipe? There aren't any units, but it looks like 80 something of water comes out of the center pipe. And then each pipe after the split gets 40. So we're supposed to regulate the flow of water with the handles so that each beaker gets the correct amount. Yeah. How do we get the water to come out of it in the first place though? I think you probably just pull that lever over there on the right. Like this. After turning the correct levers, pull down on the lever on the right to pour water into the beakers. Okay, let's give it a shot. Alright, so I need to read the archives. Alright, prepare the 5 different hydroponic fluids. Dilute with ratio 1 part fluid, 10 parts water. Each fluid has a distinct color. Prepare the 5 types of plant-based. So I need 1 part fluid, 10 parts water. So 40 is definitely going down here. Actually, if you turn it left, it goes this way. And then it'll go directly down to there, but that's not what I want. So... Okay, so that means I'm doing 20. I definitely don't want it to come back down here. So 20 is going this way. So I'm pretty sure I want that to go there. Now what do I need here? I obviously want 20 to go down here, but I want a lot of it to go down here. I wonder if this is right. Fail. Gotcha. Okay, 20 and 20 is there, but 20 is going all the way over here. Okay. 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 Let's try something. Seriously, that was it? We've poured the water into the beakers and all the lights are green. You did it! Okay. Before I do that, let's go back to here. We got that now. Pretty fancy tray. Is that a cat playing with a ball of yarn? Are you even looking at it? Are you even looking at it? It's a lion. How are you not hitting that? What? Sorry. It's a sort of tick I picked up when I was a kid. Whenever I talk about cats, I kind of, well, you heard. That's pretty weird. Weird but pointless. This tray, though. Huh? Why'd they put a speaker here? That's a drain. What is wrong with you? Oh, I see. You've got the frog there. Planning to take it out, I assume? You should probably pour the ethanol down the drain first. Okay, I'll just pour the froggy ethanol into the drain. And set the frog over here. Sigma, what are you going to do with that scalpel? Are you going to cut Lord Hoppington open? Well, I don't really have a choice, do I? But poor Lord Hoppington. What are you freaking out about? It's dead. That's not the point. It's still sad. Yeah? It is kind of sad. Oh, for the love of! This frog is dead! It is an ex-frog! Fine. I'll do it. Hey, well, I guess that saves me the trouble. Huh? Something came out of his stomach. A blue capsule. Well. Okay. Okay, we're going to go back over here. Alright, so let's take a look at what seeds I have. Okay. Start with that one. Hey, hold on. Do you really think you've got enough seeds for that? I think that hydroponics research thing said something about needing 5 types of seeds. Alright, fine, Clover. I will look for another seed. Happy now, Clover. Okay, now that I've got this one, I'm going to put it there. The beakers contain a liquid culture. Each seed requires a particular kind of culture. Place each seed in the appropriate beaker. By dragging a seed on top of another seed, you can switch them. Press the check button after you put the seeds in the correct places. When each seed is in the correct culture, you will have completed this puzzle. I'm not sure what's going on, but here goes. Actually, I want to put this over here. I want to put this here. We'll do that. You did it, Sigma! You've sown your seeds! Don't say that. Huh? Why not? Just don't. Quiet, you two. Look at this. Oh! A red capsule. There's a red capsule sitting in the hole. Okay, that's good. Microscope, apparently. Okay. Has circular holes on the top that fit the capsules we found. Okay. I'm not done here yet. Let's go this one. Let's do that. Alright. Okay, time to throw this root in the mixer. Alright, done. So let's grab this. Alright, I'll just pour the saline solution in here. There's a funnel above the beaker. Filtered liquid comes out of it. Eventually... Okay, looking good. What are we supposed to do next? What does the manual say? Well, step number 3 says something like this. The liquid will filter into the beaker. Add ethanol to the liquid. I guess you should pour the ethanol then. Do I have it? Alright, I need to go this way then. The tank collects liquid waste. The ethanol I poured down the drain should be in here. It's a little big, but I have a feeling we should take it. Okay. Go back here. Alright, next I need to pour the ethanol into the beaker. Then... I guess this should do it. Do you think this gel here has the DNA in it that we're supposed to collect? Probably. So what do we do with it? Does the manual say anything else? Oh yeah, I think there was a 4th step in there. DNA will collect at the bottom of the beaker. Use an empty capsule to collect it. Alright. Alright, I'm going to dip the protrusion on the capsule into the stuff in the beaker. Awesome, you got it all! Sigma, come here. What's wrong? I can see something in here. What do you mean, something? Just look. It's easier than explaining. What the heck is this? Probably a simplified version of a DNA sequence. A is adenine. G is guanine. C is cytosine. T is thymine. I think we can manipulate it. Yeah. It looks like the puzzle has to do with pairing these bases. Bases? Yeah. DNA is made out of 4 bases. Adenine, guanine, cysteine, and thymine. However, you can only bind A and T or G and C. Anything else just won't work. These are called complementary base pairings. You sure know a lot about this stuff. I guess so. Anyway, you should be able to solve the puzzle now. Give it a shot. Okay. This one. Okay, and move the fourth row so that it reads ETACTT. Done. To match the sixth row. Okay. Yeah, let's retry this. Okay. Alright. Ha! Did it. Good job, Sigma. That was awesome. You want a treat? I'm not hungry. You're turkey. What in the hell? Stop screwing off. We don't have time for that. Now get over here and look at this. Huh? There's something on it. This is the safe password. Perfect. This is just what we need. Yeah. Now we can get in the safe. Okay. So, let's go here. Are you going to use those seeds in the mixer? Yeah. You think I shouldn't? No, I just mean, don't you think you should put all of them in? You mean all 5 different types of seeds? Yeah! Interesting. Why not? Alright, done. Alright, I'll just pour the saline solution in here. There's a funnel above the beaker. Filtered liquid comes out of it. Eventually, hey, looking good. Alright, next I need to pour in the ethanol into the beaker. Then... guess this should do it. Alright, I'm going to dip the protrusion on this capsule into the stuff in the beaker. Awesome, you got it all. Look, the screen changed. What's going on? You put in the yellow capsule, right? I think it reacted to that. Why? Don't know. But I was just thinking what? Well, that thing we just put in had plant DNA in it, right? Maybe that caused this. Anyway, let's go have a look. Huh? It's different now. The shapes are in different places. Alright. So, let's do this. This is safe, right? Yeah. It's just like the one in the AV room. I saw one in the infirmary, too. If we punch it to the right password, it'll open up. At least it should. And then... yes, it opened. You did it! Alright. Here we are. The facility has 2 stories. The top floor is referred to as floor A, and the bottom floor is called floor B. The A and B supposedly stands for above and below. There's a rumor that the floors were actually named after a particular Swedish pop rock group from the 70s, but everyone involved in this project has insisted that is a vile and hurtful lie. When the body is inflicted with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. If we assume the brain currently operates on a 1-to-1 basis with regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to 1 square root 1/6, or approximately 1 ratio to 0.408. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels that only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds, or square root of 6 seconds, have passed outside. This is why the virus has been termed Radical 6. I get it. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably attempt to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of this virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but thus far we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading to and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with constant buzzing of flies. At times, their swarms are so thick that when one passes, it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows, and rats are everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy-looking creatures are the stray cats, who have grown fat on plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Oh Lord, please, let their future be a bright one. This is an excerpt from the journal of a researcher. Due to space constraints, some sections have been cut out. It sounds like someone named a doll Jumping, or Y. Don't you think his hat looks kind of weird? There's that huge band that just wraps around his head. Is he hiding a pair of feral ears? Or maybe he's just a young Lobot. Well, this is just between you and me, but he's got missiles in there. The sides of the hat are hiding those pods, like you see on helicopter or SAM sites. Except these missiles are tiny, and when he gets in trouble, both sides of the hat open up and they just fly out all at once like... Just kidding. Actually, he just keeps snacks in there. An antiviral medication to counteract Radical 6, more specifically, is an antibody with a natural resistance to the virus. It was found and extracted from an individual of 2038 and then replicated using the IG replicator. An Xelvar injection, Xelavir injection is the only known way to fight off Radical 6 injection. Alright. Time to... Whoops. And we're going to... Ha! It opened! Awesome! That suspense was killing me. Okay. What do we got here? First is a map. It says floor B. The one I found in the infirmary said floor A. So did the one from the lounge. Then that would make floor A the top floor, right? I mean, we rode the elevator down to get here. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, let's keep looking. There's a lot of stuff in here. These are the key cards. Each one's got a picture of a moon on it. And these have to be the cards that the announcer was talking about. Looks like they gave us two, just like this with the sun cards. I'm a solo, so I'll hang on to one. Cool? Sure, fine. Next up, we've got a notebook. Anything interesting? Can't read any of this. Are these even letters? What the heck is this? Isn't it a journal? It's got dates and stuff. Maybe, but I can't read any of this. What language is it? Who knows? Maybe it's a Brazilian. Maybe it's Brazilian. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. Anyway, what else have we got here? Looks like two more things. Is that medicine? What's it say on the label? A-X-E-L-A-V-I-R. Axel-Evier. Axel-Lever? Wait, didn't Mooney say something about, Axel-Evier? You're right! This is it! This is Axel-Evier! It's the cure for radical sex! Whoa, hold on. Let me see that. Later. We need to get out of here as quick as possible. Yeah, we need to get this stuff to work. First we got to get out of this room. Yeah, but that's easy. You've got it, right? Yeah, let's go. Alright. Lock for the door. Right now it says lock. You guys ready? Yeah, let's do it. Just get it over with. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We found it, everyone.
Hey, hold on a minute. There's something... Nah, I guess there's a couple of things I want to double check. Well, one of them's not really significant, I guess.
Huh?
First off, this machine. We didn't even end up using this thing, did we?
Yeah.
I was just wondering what it was.
Well, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to answer that. Look at the side here. There's a name or something. IG Replicator.
Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff.
So it's like a copy machine?
Yeah. Probably copies IG, whatever that is.
Any ideas?
Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon?
I don't think it's big enough for a gallon of ice cream, to be honest. Of course. This machine must be here so we can just make all the ice cream we want. Are you nuts? You're one idiotic girl, you know that? In other words, an IG...
Oh, good one!
Hey, this isn't the time for stupid jokes. There's a helpless child back there in the infirmary who needs our help.
He was right, of course. I hung my head in shame.
At any rate, as long as we don't know what IG means, we can't do anything with this machine, right?
That's right.
Makes sense. On to the second issue. Sigma, you found a journal and some sort of vial in the safe, right?
Yeah.
The vial. Could you show it to me again? I didn't really get a good look at it before. You guys were in there so close I could barely see it. Was it really Axel-Evier?
Yeah, definitely. As I spoke, I pulled the vial out of my pocket. See? It's written right on there on the label. Axel-Evier.
You really are an idiot.
Huh?
Although I guess in this case the G in IG stands for guy.
What? I don't... The words were barely out of my mouth when he moved. Before I could blink, the vial disappeared from my hand. Hey, what gives?
What are you doing?
Dio slipped the vial quickly into his coat.
Oh, don't worry. I'll keep it safe. I'll even give it back to you later.
No, not later. Give it back now.
I don't think so. If you want it back, you're gonna have to listen to my request.
Request?
Yeah, that's what I said. If you want this back, in the next AB game, you have to choose ally.
Ally? Wait, is that why you took the medicine to blackmail me?
That's horrible! You're using Quark's life as leverage!
Well, I've got some really good reasons to do so. I'll be happy to give it back if you just do what I say.
I didn't realize until they started to hurt that I'd curled my hands into fists. If Dio would only give me an opening.
I wouldn't try and take it back by force if I were you. You make any sudden moves and I'll smash it.
He patted his pocket gently.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Excelavir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
Damn it!
That's not fair!
This game isn't about compassion. It's not about being clever. It's about one thing. How well you can manipulate people to your advantage. How unfair you can be. So, what are you gonna do? Ready to promise me you'll pick ally?
Fine. I promise.
Sigma!
I knew you'd say it eventually. I'm glad you understand how this works. But don't think about trying anything funny. Break your promise and, well, you know what happens. See you chumps later. I'm really looking forward to the next round.
With one last self-satisfied chuckle, Dio strutted out of the room.
Are you really going to do what he says?
Yeah.
Sigma, you've only got one BP right now. If we choose ally and he chooses betray...
I know. I'll drop to -1, and that means I'll get penalized.
But that means...
Look, it's not like I want to, alright? If we don't do as he says, then he'll destroy the medicine. If he does that, then Quark will.
So you're going to die to save his life? That's... Why would you do that?
In all honesty, I was terrified. My choice was far from a foregone conclusion. Well, we should get back to the upper floor. Everybody else is probably finished already. I bet they're waiting for us. I didn't wait for Clover's response.
An ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
Sorry. I went ahead and cracked it open a bit early.
Dio! In one of his hands was a moon key. He twirled it around like a veteran gambler, grinned, and slid it back into his pocket.
You don't mind, right? I figured you and Clover would get up here right away. Besides, I thought it'd be best to get this done soon before you lose your nerve. I don't know about you, I'm really looking forward to the next round.
I glanced around the warehouse. Alice and Kay were back, as was Phi, and of course Clover. Where's Tenmyoji and the rest of them?
They're in the infirmary.
We carried Quark to one of the beds. Tenmyoji and Luna are looking after him.
I see.
How's he doing?
Well, it's hard to say. He seems to be sleeping soundly, but beyond that, there's really no way to know.
No change then, huh?
Right.
So what was your room, Sigma?
A
Is
laboratory.
that so?
Did it look like the kind of place where they'd be researching viruses and DNA and those kinds of things?
Yeah, it did.
Was there any of that Accelavir?
Don't tell those other idiots that you found some Accelavir in here. I hear one word about it, and the next thing you hear will be little bits of glass shattering on the floor.
My eyes flipped to Dio for a moment. No, nothing. Besides me, Clover bit her lip.
I see.
So how'd it go with you? Find anything interesting? Finally shook her head. With a unison of movement that almost looked choreographed, Alice and Kay shrugged.
Where does that leave us? We've still got about 40 minutes left until voting ends.
What are you gonna do?
I'm a little curious about that lab you found. I thought I might go take a peek at it.
I'll show you the way then.
That would be wonderful.
I think I'll go have a look at the room Alice, Kay, and Tenmyoji found. Never know. Maybe you missed something. Perhaps there's some Accelavir hidden somewhere in there.
God. What a bastard.
Then I shall take you there.
What about you two? Where are you going?
Well, I think I'll start by heading over to the infirmary to see how Quark's doing.
Then I will too.
Glad that's settled.
She nodded to Clover and they disappeared through the magenta door. Dio and Kay followed a few footsteps behind. Okay then. Guess we should be going
Hold
too.
on. Show me that journal first. Dio told me about it. You wouldn't tell me anything about the lab except that you found a journal with, his words, some sort of bullshit language. He said you had it, so I was hoping I could take a look.
Yeah. One sec. I dug the journal out of my pocket and handed it to Phi. She began to flip through the pages, her eyes quickly scanning each one.
This is Latin.
Latin? You mean you can read it?
Yeah, with time and a dictionary.
So in other words, no.
Pardon me for not being able to translate a dead language on the fly. This looks like some kind of research log. It's not going to be some sort of, I took the dog for a walk today. It was nice kind of stuff. I can understand a little of it, mostly conjunctions and things like that. But most of these words I've never even seen before.
Phi started to leaf through the book again as she spoke. Then suddenly she stopped.
Wait. I can read this one. Page 216. This isn't research notes. It looks like a personal entry.
What's it
Don't
say?
rush me. This is gonna take a minute. Interesting. All right, I think I got it. It looks like they're talking about Radical 6.
What? why are they talking about that?
Not sure. Let me read it to you. Keep in mind I'm paraphrasing.
When the body is infected with Radical 6, the processing speed of the brain is reduced. We assume that the brain currently operates on a one-to-one basis. With regards to time, Radical 6 reduces this to I guess it should be Radical 1/6, or approximately 1:408. Or 1 to 0.408 ratio. This means that for each second that passes outside, the patient feels only 0.408 seconds have passed inside. Therefore, when 1 second has passed inside, approximately 2.45 seconds, or Radical 6 seconds, has passed outside. In other words, when 10 seconds passed in the real world, a patient infected with Radical 6 would feel as if only 4 seconds had passed. This is why the virus has been named Radical 6. Radical is another term for what is also known as the root operation, the function inverse to the taking of a power. In a less mathematical sense, it can also be used to refer to something that is extreme or severe. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually developed a powerful urge to commit suicide. The exact cause of this is unclear, and although there is, as of yet, no direct link between suicidal urges and the reduction in mental processing speed, many believe they are not unrelated. Those infected with Radical 6 perceive the world to be moving at a fever pitch, as if it were a video cassette being fast forwarder. For instance, although the patient believes that only 10 seconds have passed, in fact 24.5 seconds have passed. Given this increased speed of input, maintaining the ability to observe and reason would become a Herculean task. One theory holds that the disparity in time perception causes the brain to be flooded with massive amounts of information. Unable to keep up, it begins to fail. Whatever the cause, the infected invariably tempted to take their own lives, which is arguably the most terrifying aspect of this virus. Research suggests that a targeted antiviral could kill or at least disable Radical 6, but we have been unable to develop one. It seems our best hope now is to harvest antibodies from someone with a natural immunity to the virus. Thus far, however, we have been unable to locate a suitable subject, so I have continued my efforts to discover an alternative means of treatment. Given my current rate of progress, I predict that I will have a workable treatment within a decade or two. It is my fervent hope that humanity will be able to survive that long. The bodies of those dead from suicide are piled up along the roads leading into and out of town. The entire area reeks with the stench of decay, and the sky is filled with the constant buzzing of flies. At times the swarms are so thick that when one passes it feels as if a cloud has gone over the sun. Every day I see more crows, and rats are everywhere, feeding on the dead. Ironically, the only healthy looking creatures are these stray cats, who have grown fat on a plentiful rodent diet. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters. I don't know how many were saved, but I fear only a handful. Their survival is the only hope that remains for the human race. O Lord, please, let their futures be bright one. Whoa, that's a lot of information. Now we know what the virus does to you, though. If you get infected, your brain slows down by the root of 1/6. That's, what, about 40%?
That isn't the important part. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide.
Yeah, you're right. That would explain why Quark was, well, trying to kill himself.
There are two other things in here that worry me. First, the part about how they haven't managed to develop a treatment for it yet. What do you make of that?
What am I supposed to make of it? Maybe they just hadn't found one that when this journal was written? I mean, from what we know, that's a drug called Accelavir that cures it.
Exactly. But in the journal it says it might take 20 years to make something like that.
Hold on a second. I'm getting confused. When was this thing even written?
December 29th. No year.
Well, there's no way it was written this year.
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, moving on. The second concern I have is about the underground shelters it mentions.
Wait a minute. If this is taking place at around 2028, 20 years ago would be 2008. Whew.
The newspaper article said something about quarantining people too. After we read it, we all thought the same thing. What if this was one of those quarantine facilities? But this journal seems to suggest the opposite. The few humans who survived the outbreak have been locked away by the government in underground shelters.
You're trying to say that this place might be one of those underground shelters? Which would mean we're all supposed to be uninfected. We would have been thrown in here to keep... We would have been thrown in here to keep us safe.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say for sure at this point, but it seems possible.
But Quark's been infected, right?
And maybe the virus got in somehow.
That would be bad.
Just think about it for a minute. If this is one of those shelters, a lot of things start to make sense. Maybe we've been here for a long time. Like, maybe they put us to sleep somehow. Made us sleep for years, maybe even decades. While we were sleeping, the pandemic that the newspaper article talked about happened. And whoever had this journal made this entry.
And then once the antiviral treatment was finished, they woke us up?
Right. It's all just speculation, but...
No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it seems like a pretty plausible scenario, but we were all captured before the pandemic started, right?
Yeah.
And how would they have put us to sleep for that long? How would they have known to do that? But most importantly, why the hell are we playing the no-nary game if the point of this place is to save us? Throwing a bunch of people into a game that might kill them is a pretty weird way to protect them from a pandemic.
Yeah, you're right.
See?
We don't have enough information to make any real conclusions. I think we should see if we can find anything else.
Bai had barely finished speaking before she took off for the magenta door. Hey, weren't you coming to the infirmary with me?
Changed my mind. You can tell me about Quark later.
And with that, she was gone. Man, I let out a long, tired sigh and started off toward the infirmary. How's he doing?
He seems to be stable, as far as I can tell.
Still sleeping.
I see. Mind if I have a look?
Please, go ahead.
I made my way around the partition to the side of Quark's bed. The journal and the thing Phi and I talked about would definitely need to be addressed. For the moment, the AB game was what I needed to concentrate on. Lives were at stake, mine, and Quark. Those infected by Radical 6 eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. If the journal was telling the truth, then as soon as the anesthetic wore off, Quark would go insane again. What if we were able to restrain him a second? What if we weren't able to restrain him a second time? What if he managed to kill himself before we got to him? Or perhaps he'd just get out of the infirmary and go hide somewhere. On the other hand, it wasn't like we could keep anesthetizing him forever. There was only one way to save Quark, and that was with Excalibur. Unfortunately, Tio had stolen it. If we wanted to get it back, Clover and I would have to vote ally. If I did, there was an excellent chance I would end up dead. The question was then, what to do? Sacrifice myself to save Quark, or keep quiet about the danger he was in to save myself? It was so faint, I almost didn't hear it.
Grandpa. Grandpa.
He shifted a little, then fell silent again. It was enough, though. What on earth had I been thinking? How could I have even considered letting a child die in my place? Suddenly my cheeks felt hot with embarrassment and disgust. That I had considered letting Quark die even for a minute was pathetic. There was only one choice. There had only ever been one choice. No way was I going to leave Quark to die. My hands tightened into fists as I looked down at him. Any uncertainty I'd felt before was gone. I knew what I had to do.
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
Looks like it's almost time. You two should head back.
What about you?
Not going. I'm worried about Quark.
But you're a solo. If you don't vote...
I'll automatically ally. I know. I heard the voice on the intercom just like you.
What are you going to do if Kay and Alice vote
Nothing,
betray?
I suppose. Just means I lost that round. I'd just be voting ally anyway. You know who my opponents are, right? Alice only has one BP left. If I pick betray and they chose ally, I'd kill her. I'm not so desperate to escape that I'm gonna kill someone for it. And even if I was, I can't leave Quark behind. You see? Doesn't matter if I go into the AB room or not. My vote's the same either way.
Tenmyoji's mind was made up. Trying to persuade him to leave would have been pointless. Alright, take care of Quark.
Of course. You worry about yourself.
Let's go.
Okay.
Loon and I headed out of the infirmary, leaving Tenmyoji and Quark behind. When we got to the warehouse, we found everyone else waiting for us. Well, not quite everyone. One other person was missing. Hey, where's Theo?
Take a look at the doors.
They're all closed. When we came in here before, the one on the far right was open.
And that would mean...
That he went in, I guess.
Exactly.
Bastard. He'd probably been worried I might try and take the Accelerator from him by force. So he'd hidden himself in the AB room. What a coward. I made up my mind to choose Ally no matter what, but part of me had still considered trying to jump Dio if he dropped his guard. Now he'd made sure I wouldn't get the chance to try.
Where's Tenmyoji?
Oh,
Luna explained Tenmyoji's choice.
I see. Well, I guess that means I don't have to worry about him picking Betray.
right. What will you guys be choosing then?
Ally, of course.
Because my BP is 6, I assume.
Yes. As long as Tenmyoji votes Ally, I can't choose Betray. If I do, K's BP will go up to 9.
But what if he forces you?
You needn't worry. I would never do something so crass.
Really?
Of course.
Then you don't need to go in there.
Excuse me?
Alice can vote by herself. Then we don't have anything to worry about, right?
Well,
She's got a point.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't agree to that.
And why not?
Why not?
I just can't. Shall we go, Alice?
Hey, hold on a minute there.
Kay continued briskly toward the AB room as if he simply hadn't heard Phi. Alice scrambled to follow him, perhaps concerned that he would lock her out. Only seconds later, they disappeared into the third room from the left.
I hope Alice is going to be okay.
Well, there's nothing we can do now. If Kay told the truth, she'll be fine.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Time's almost up. Come on, Luna.
Right.
They headed off at a trot toward the second room from the right, and were soon out of sight inside it. Alright, Clover, time for us to go.
Oh, okay. Right behind you.
I sighed to myself and headed toward the leftmost AB room. Alright. Choose ally or betray.
What are you gonna do?
I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm going to choose ally.
You can't! You'll die!
Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick betray.
Do you really think a jerk like that is going to choose ally if he doesn't have to? No. No way! He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks betray, then he'll have 9 points!
Oh, what about you?
Huh?
You've got 6 BP too, right? If Dio chooses ally and we choose betray, then you'd have 9 BP.
What? No, that's not... I didn't even realize that until you brought it up.
I do believe her in this instance.
I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick betray. That's who he is.
And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back.
That's why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Accelerator, even if you do what he says?
Maybe he won't. But I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick Betray. That's who he is.
Fine. If you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button.
Huh? Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran toward the voting machine. No! Stop! I snatched her by the arm and hauled backwards with all my strength.
Ow!
Sorry. Guess that was a little too hard, huh?
Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Well, you're the one who tried to trick me.
But you're gonna die! Dio's going to kill you! You can't do this! I don't want you to die.
Ten seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine.
3, 2, 1.
Do we choose ally or betray? I wonder if my viewers are still here. No. Okay. I'm going to choose an ending.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has
You
been
showed up
completed.
just late. We'll go back to it. Now that you got your that you messaged round 2 of the game.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
But I'm pretty sure that this is going to have an ending.
Thank you.
The other
for
one would have
your
had an ending too, because
participation.
Sigma would have died.
Ambidex gates now opening.
Clover and I walked slowly out of the AB room. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before he could make eye contact.
Sigma.
Yes.
Why? After all that stuff you said. I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision.
Sorry.
You don't need to apologize. I think I would have chosen betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way, all right? We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm sure Alice will help us too.
Did you tell her?
It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results.
Yeah.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
was this?
Sorry, I decided to choose betray.
Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark?
What kind of cold-hearted bastard are you? Please, just give it back.
Hey, Sigma, what are you talking about?
We found the X-Elevator in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it. What? You mean he has it? Right now?
Nah, I don't have it.
What?
Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds.
The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. No! Don't! I leapt toward him as I spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket, brought it up, and threw it to the ground.
No!
You bastard.
What are you doing?
A promise is a promise. If you'd chosen an ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves.
God. I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard. Rah! Let out a guttural roar and leapt forward, only to be stopped short by a firm hand on my arm. It was 5.
Hold it.
Why are you stopping
Because
me?
this isn't the time for that.
Huh? What do you mean this isn't the time
Look at the number 9 door.
Kay was indeed standing in front of the door. What is he?
No!
Yeah, this is why it's going to be an ending. 9. His BP is 9.
What?
Suddenly, we were all running toward Kay and the number 9 door. Kay, what the hell do you think you're doing?
What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself.
So Dio, with your smart action to try to be the one that left, you caused another person to leave. And he's doing it for the sake of Quark. So good job, Dio.
That is why I intend to escape.
And leave us all behind.
Unavoidable, but as I said, I do intend to call for help.
Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you.
And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Wait! Where's Alice?
Ah, yes. Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed, but you needn't be concerned. She is only sleeping.
Oh no! What did you do to Alice?
You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave.
Hey! God damn it! Wait!
Dio charged at Kay. The larger man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Please enjoy your stay. So another ending. So we're going to go back up to here. And then we're going to just choose ally.
What are you gonna do?
I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm going to choose ally.
You can't! You'll die!
Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick betray.
Do you really think a jerk like that is going to choose ally if he doesn't have to? No. No way! He's got 6 BP right now. If he picks betray, then he'll have 9 points!
Oh, what about you?
Huh?
You've got 6 BP too, right? Dio chooses ally and we choose betray. Then you'd have 9 BP.
What? No, that's not... I didn't even realize that until you brought it up. I'm just trying to tell you that Dio is going to pick betray. That's who he is.
And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine
That's
back.
why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Accelavir, even if you do what he says?
Maybe he won't. But I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick betray. That's who he is.
Fine. If you aren't gonna listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button.
Huh? Before I realized what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran towards the voting machine. No! Stop! I snatched her by the arm and held her backwards with all my strength.
Ow!
Sorry. I guess that was a little too hard, huh?
Hey! What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that.
Well, you're the one who tried to trick me.
But you're gonna die! Dio's going to kill you! You can't do this! I don't want you to die.
Ten seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. Gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the pulling machine.
3, 2, 1.
And here we are.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Clover and I stepped out of the AB room. For several long moments, we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me, I could already see in her eyes. Go. I turned and headed toward the results screen.
Sigma.
I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Suddenly all eyes were on me. I felt their weight, but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soporo. I blinked, and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on!
Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it! You'll keep your promise, god damn it. I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio, then at last. The smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back. Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Exelivir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now you. I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Exelivir. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it towards me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said unmistakably Exelivir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right. Of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Are you okay?
Sigma! Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First is the Soparil, which put you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
9 minutes. Once the Soparil was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? Huh. I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solution. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. There was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer. There's no ending there. Perhaps. Yes, I do wish. There seems to be 2 other... But we got time in this stream. We have 1 more door to go into. Clover and I were a pair. That meant that I had to choose one of the 3 solos. We're going to choose Quark. I'm going to take Quark and go through the green door. So option C, I guess.
No, I don't think so. Were you even listening?
I'm not gonna pair up with Tenmyoji. That means option C is out of the question.
I agree. Option C is a no-go. You'll have to kill me before I'll go anywhere with Dio.
That was that then. I might have been able to argue down 1 person, but 2? Besides, there was no way I'd be able to overpower Kay, grab Quark, and force Clover through the green door. Fine. You guys are that determined. I'll pick another door. I had 2 choices. The blue door or the red door. Okay.
Me?
We are actually going to skip. I think I'm going to need to play this. Okay, I gotta remember what I need to do here. So here's what we need to do. Right, I can't do this yet. I could have chose any one of these. Right. I need. Oh crap! I did that wrong. Okay. Pink, orange, or yellow, green. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 1. 642-315. 642-315. Okay. Wait, hold on. Excellent. These lockers are locked. Okay. And she leaves. And now the pressure goes. Okay. That means that it Okay, now. And now. White, purple, yellow, pink, blue, green. Yellow to pink. Okay, this is Is that? No. I need white to purple. How am I going to do this? Because I need yellow to pink. Can I go around this way? Okay. This will require me to go this way then. This is going to take me around this way. Okay, so I could have just went in here and done the code. I probably should have just done that. Alright, that's the password. It's nighttime for me too, Minty. I'm on Eastern Coast, so you can have a good night. Actually, it's going on 11 for me as well. In about 15 minutes. And we're going to do that. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to ally. See if this adds an ending. Those infected by radical sex eventually develop a powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly, Clover moved. I leapt forward and clamped my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No, there's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
All right. Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
I did hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes. I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
so she could have taken the
Yes, I
scalpel
think
then.
so.
You're lying. This is all a lie. It has to be.
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
But you just said she killed herself. Just tell me the truth.
I am.
Prove it. Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago. So if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Ah, well, Alice would have it then.
Vi, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully she drew something out. There it was, the journal. Vi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin, but translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216. Huh? Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Vi's frown deepened, but she did as I suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew? Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Vi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain. Factor of the root is 6. Once the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent to underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please. Let their future be a bright one.
Spy shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper articles of recording the conversation with Tenmyoji and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated, and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything, and for several long moments the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
Yeah, only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pear, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pear.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to serve. You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please. You're right, Alice. I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is. I mean, if you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened. So it's like Zero killed you. I promise. I'll avenge you.
Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks. Then, with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
Alright, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Alright. Quirk got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah. Can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AV room. Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quirk.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Quark! You're awake!
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh god. Quark.
Tenmyoji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment we touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Tenmyoji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong? Are you okay, Grandpa?
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But...
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Tenmyoji didn't even notice. His face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkled corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Tenmyoji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. At last, Tenmyoji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
Feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay? So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling Tenmyoji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
Well, we got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh! That's not good! We need to hurry, come on! How do we get to the Floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me.
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late. Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake.
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked out at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially odd.
Anyway, there isn't any time left. We need to hurry.
But there are 3 doors.
Which team goes in which
All
door?
of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center. You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing. Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so center door it is.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left. Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? All right, let's move.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Hurry it up, Vi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
Right. Sure.
Come on, guys, there's no time to
Right
waste.
behind you.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
Okay. So, we're going to hit save this here. Yes. let's go to the ending video. Alright, let's go find a raid target. I don't have very many options, so I'm just going to raid Rainex. We got a few endings in this one, and I'm working on the primary one, the one that we started. It said to be continued. I'll go back to the other one that said to be continued once I finish that one, and see if that goes any further. So... Alright, if you're on YouTube, give Rainex a like and a subscribe. If you're on Twitch, give her a follow, and we are out.